Right then, ladies. So let me share my screen and we can get this show on the road, I hope. Okay, just a thumbs up, ladies, to let me know you can see what I've just shared. I'm just gonna. Oh, you big div. Right, come on. There we go.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Kate. Right, so let's. Oh, I knew someone would do that. I just knew it. So I'm gonna minimize that. Perfect. Lovely, lovely stuff. Right, let's get into this. Let's make sure I can see my own. Ah, there we go. Okay, so the 2026 identity reset. Okay, and we spoke about identity quite a lot, and I think it is, I know, in fact, it's a crucial part of not just changing habits for results, but changing habits for ongoing results. Okay. And I'm going to explain a bit more about that as we go. Okay. So, who you're becoming versus what you're chasing. Okay. And again, that's all going to be a bit more clear as we go through this. So, let's get it cracking. Okay. So, who are you becoming in 2026? Okay. New year, fresh start. And everyone will be banging on, people like myself, be banging on about goals, resolutions, and all that kind of bollocks. And a lot of the times, statistically, it is a load of bollocks that they're talking when they're talking about resolutions, because again, we're going to get into this a bit more. The main thing they're not changing is the actual identity that they hold for themselves. A lot of people still cling on to that old identity. Like, there's people here, and I guarantee you, that will be still clinging on to identities they held when they were a kid or a very young kind of teenager, or, and we're going to go through that a bit more. And as far as identity is concerned, never be afraid to completely change your identity if the identity that you've held or one you've had a long time doesn't really suit you, doesn't kind of serve you anymore. Okay. It's really important to realize that it's quite a powerful thing to change your identity if you are noticing that who you used to be isn't the person you are today. Like I've had to reinvent myself and kind of reclass my identity multiple times through my life. I'd say these days I'm a very, some of you might disagree, but I'm a very cool, collected person compared to who used to be for a lot of my life. I used to be a very temperamental, quite a reactive, and almost aggressive person since I was in the military. It served me back then, and it served me for a lot of my life. It actually helped me in a lot of aspects and things I wanted to achieve and things I wanted to accomplish. But these days, that identity, especially being a dad now, would be absolutely useless in my opinion. So, here's what I want you to think about instead. Who are you becoming in 2026? Not what you're doing, not what you're achieving. Who are you becoming? Okay? Everything you want is already waiting for the person you need to become to have it. And I've said this a few times, like everyone in here has literally everything that they need already inside them. It's just about assigning that new identity to yourself and living as that person, not waiting for it to happen, not waiting for you to get these results that you want in the future, not waiting to get this physique or level of fitness or level of confidence. It's acting within that identity immediately, straight away. Okay. So, the core truth: the body you want belongs to the woman who trains, even when she doesn't feel like it, right? A lot of you are in this identity already. A lot of you are working towards being that person. The energy you crave belongs to the woman who prioritizes sleep over scrolling. The confidence you're after belongs to the woman who backs herself even when it's uncomfortable. Okay? So have a think about those three things. Again, it's adopting that identity, isn't it? The body you want belongs to the woman who trains even when she doesn't feel like it. And I've asked a few of you to make this decision sometimes. What would that woman do that you want to be? What would they do in that situation, given that choice? When you're confronted with a choice right in front of you, whether to eat that food, whether to track that, whether to check in on time, yeah, and you really don't want to, can't be bothered that time. And that's understandable, right? But what would that person that you want to become in the future, what would they do in that moment? The energy we crave. How much, put a thumb in the comments or hands up. Who would want more energy? Who would love to wake up with fucking great energy and think, right, let's fucking go every single day? Every one of us, right? Out of everyone that raised their hand or would say yes to that, how many of us are prioritizing sleep? How many of us are really being mindful of how much of our day we're wasting scrolling, digesting shit online? Okay. And a lot of these things I'm going to cover, listen, ladies, I'm the same. I still have these kind of issues that I have to work on myself. And the confidence you're after belongs to the woman who backs herself even when it's uncomfortable. Okay. I should make a note about all the people that are late because I'm going to send them some hate mail tomorrow. Right. So tonight, who are you going to be? Not what you're going to do. Okay. This is the main thing we're trying to get across tonight. It's not about what you do. It's not about waiting until you're at a certain situation or a certain level to feel like you're becoming that person. It's who you're going to be from today, from when you wake up tomorrow morning. So, the problem with goals, and this is what a lot of people are going to find at this time of year, come March, April, when they've gone into the new year, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Okay, so you set a goal, you work towards it, you maybe hit it, right? You might even achieve that goal. And then for one reason or other, you end up right back where you started. At this stage, I don't even care the reason behind it. But who's been in that situation? Who's been in that situation where they've worked towards a goal, they maybe even hit that goal, they've done particularly well, but they've ended up back in the same situation? Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put my hand up for that as well. Just gonna get the chat up. So, yeah, okay. And this is exactly why this is the whole point of this seminar tonight, ladies, because you change your behavior without changing your identity. Our identity wasn't something that we even considered, we even thought about. We thought that if we got those results through the behaviors, we'd automatically be assigned that identity, but we didn't, and we won't. We have to assign that identity to ourselves. We have to give that to ourselves. All right. So you did the things, but you didn't become that person. You just kind of followed the kind of plan. You followed the protocol, the behaviors. You got some results. You probably briefly would have felt better for it, briefly felt in control. But because we're still clinging on to that kind of identity, maybe the identity of someone who always throws away his results, who always quits at some point down the line, that eventually, like we spoke about in the past, your brain will look for proof and kind of prove you right. So we need to keep that identity that we're moving away from in the past. Okay, turn your back on it completely. And I like this little saying: your identity is like a thermostat. You can crank up the heat temporarily, but you'll always drift back to the temperature you're set at. Okay, always back to your kind of default setting. If we don't change that identity and we don't kind of assign that identity to ourselves. Okay, what we say, self sabotage, yeah, because Michelle's just self sabotage. And why is that? Because we assign ourselves that identity that we are someone that self sabotages all the time. We do great for a certain amount of time, and then we do something along the lines that just sabotages our results, our success, and we go back to default setting again, that old identity that we thought we were so far away from. Michaela, manifest the identity we want to become, work towards it, and leave the past behind us. Yeah, we have to leave it behind us. Right. Do. So, grab a pen and be honest as you can with this, ladies. So, I want you to complete the sentence. Okay. I am someone who, and it's not I want to be or I'm trying to be, which we've done in the past, is I am someone who, yeah, who has what you want. Who's the woman you already have? Who is the woman who already has what you want? How does she think? Show up. What does she prioritize? So the first one, be honest with yourselves. Who you are right now. I am someone who. So if this was me, I am someone who gives everything as much as I possibly can, again and again and again, and eventually I let complacency slip in, ultimately sabotaging myself. That's that's someone who I am. Hence why I've got a coach. Hence why I've got a business mentor because I've recognized those behaviors. Okay, so I'm someone who. Who are you at this point? And again, it's not. I'm someone who's trying to get better. We've done this before. Who are you right now? If you're truly honest with yourself. Right. I want you to share in the comments if you don't feel confident getting on the camera. That's absolutely fine. So let me have a look. Who we got? Leanne. I'm someone who refuses to quit but gets frustrated constantly trying hard. Okay, good one. Thank you. Really good one. Anyone else? I'm going to call you out. Where's. How do I get that down? There we go. Right, I want at least three more of you who knew. Pam, pam, pam. I'm someone who struggles and trying not to put everyone else first. Yeah, I'm someone who struggles. Yeah, good. Going back to old habits when I thought I'd hit it under control. Okay, I'm someone who often yo-yos. Oh, sorry, keep on going up. Yo-yos and eventually gives up. Okay, thanks for the honesty, ladies. Appreciate it. Sarah, I'm someone who lacks organization and struggles with routine and staying disciplined. Roseanne, who's shown up even when I don't want to, but I still have self-doubt, trying hard to overcome them. So yours, Roseanne, would be I'm someone who continuously doubts himself. Yeah, dead simple. Michelle, I'm someone who puts everything into everyone else and not me. I feel guilty. So again, Michelle, even simpler. I'm someone who feels guilty for putting myself first. Yeah, let's call a spade a spade. That's exactly it. Gary, someone who always self doubts. Yeah, okay. No worries, Hannah. Nice to see you, mate. So, complete sentence. I'm someone who. Okay, next one. Who is the woman who already has what you want? So, think about what you want. Could it be a physique, a level of confidence? You might even know someone you think, oh, I fucking wish I was like her. How does she think? Show up. What does she prioritize? These are quite difficult questions to answer. I do recognize that, but think, what is that person? So I'm in a consortium of coaches. I think there's about 90 of us. I'm regarded as the top 90 in the country. And I look at some of these coaches in there for fucking hell. I'd love to have his level of confidence, his cadence of how he talks and how he kind of, I suppose, portrays himself and how he kind of, yeah, how he kind of connects with people. Okay, then someone who gives my all in something becomes overwhelmed and lacks self-confidence, eventually leads to giving up or unravels. Yeah, very common. Michelle, the woman who has self-belief. Yeah, the woman who simply believes in herself. Emma S from the Apex Tribe as an inspiration. Oh, she'd love to hear that, Jen. I'll tell her. But why? Why, Jen? What is it about Emma that inspires you? Katie, I'm someone who is active, energetic, and I'm comfortable and confident in my own skin. Love that. I mean, how much of a difference would that make to everyday life? Like waking up, being active, energetic, be comfortable. And I know a lot of you are working well towards that. A lot of you have kind of achieved certain levels of this already, but what difference to your life it mean to have good levels of confidence. Courts, the woman that takes action and gets shit done every day. Yeah, nice. Yeah, these are banging ladies. Um, so yeah, Kate, that was your manifestation. I can't say that sometimes. Definitely not this person now. But that's who we want to be. That's the person, isn't it? So Katie's kind of used herself as that woman she wants to be. That's a good way of doing it because that's what we're aiming for, right? Leanne, I'm happy being me. Yeah, that's the dream, isn't it? Just happy being ourselves, being content. Michaela, the woman who's happy, healthy, and achieved her goals. Love it. Emma's open about struggles, but has got brilliant results by focusing on herself despite her obstacles. Right, yeah. So before we move on to that last question, let's. So Emma is a prime example of this. So Emma has been with me for 18 months now. And for the first 6 months, she did okay. She was very stop start. It was a bit like this. But over the grand scheme of things, she was moving in the right direction, just a bit slow, dragging her feet a bit. Um, and then she was dealt a really shit hand. She had a relationship breakup, which went really kind of toxic. She had to sell a house, go through court battles with her kid, lost her job, like a lot of shit. Really difficult time. And I remember saying to her, right, you've got two options now. This is your opportunity to create a different version of yourself. You're either going to let this beat you or you're going to let this make you. And I said, I'm being deadly serious. Like, I know you feel like you've not got any time, you've not got any energy, you've not got any confidence, but trust me, like if you use this to your advantage, some great things are going to come out of it. And she changed her identity for someone who wouldn't step foot in the gym unless I left the gym, met her at a car, and kind of escorted her to the gym door and literally created a shield around her through the whole training session. She wouldn't look at anyone. To someone who every time I go to the gym, her car's outside. Like she's taking the piss. Every day. She's in there. Chatting to fellas. Twice actually this week gone in and she's been chatting to some guys. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? I said, now you're not even training again. It's gone a full loop. Now you're just chatting to men. Um, but it's incredible. You know, she's 55 pound lighter. She's now got a better job, a dream job. In fact, she had the confidence to go for the interview. Just bought herself a new house with her daughter, won the court battle, like full house. And that's because she decided that she wasn't going to be that woman that can't look people in the eyes, that can't step forward into gyms, that can't go on dates, that can't socialize. She changed it. She had that decision. It wasn't about just losing weight. She made that decision, right? Pam, someone who isn't ashamed about her body, more confident, feels like I'm achieving. Yeah. Emma's definitely an inspiration. And where you've the point I need to recreate myself, and Adam sharing your story gives me a sense of hope. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of these things that you girls are mentioning here, because I know you all personally, a lot of you should be feeling some of these things that maybe you don't feel like you do at times. Maybe you have little spells where you wake up and we've all had it, right? We wake up and you think, you know what? I feel quite good today. Put my clothes on, that fits quite nice. Didn't feel fit this nice last month. And we have these little moments, don't we? But we're so critical of ourselves. Those moments hardly ever last. And that's why this identity thing and stepping into this new identity is absolutely crucial for long term confidence and success in this. So, you've just said who you are. You've just mentioned who you would like to be or who the woman is that you would like to be. What's the gap? What are you not doing that this woman would be doing? And this is a really difficult question, but think about it. If you're saying you're this, and the woman that you want to be, the identity you want to have, is doing this, what's the gap? What's holding you back from being that person? What do you need to do to bridge that gap? So I'll use myself as an example as well, ladies. So I've just mentioned one of the coaches I know, his name's Darnan. He's from Belfast, and he's just a sexy bastard. He's just the way he talks, the way he portrays himself. Like he's done a lot of motivational speaking, and like I find myself listening to him thinking, I'm getting fired up. And he must be. He's at least 10, 15 years younger than me. He's just got a great way about him. Really nice guy. And I remember thinking, like, what's he doing that I haven't done or could be doing more of or could be practicing? And the simple thing was, I wasn't standing up and speaking to people anymore. Because obviously I do this as an office job and obviously I can talk online stuff. I used to do a lot of speaking in front of big groups of people, big corporate stuff, and I hadn't done a lot of that. And I'd found I'd recoiled into myself a bit more. I wasn't as, I didn't bring the presence as I thought I used to have. Whether I did or didn't, I didn't feel it anymore. So that was it. That's why I'm going to start doing webinars. That's why I'm just going to start getting in front of people. Because that's, for me, that's going to bridge that gap into becoming that level that I want to be. Right, let's catch up on this. Okay, lacking the confidence and hiding behind the current identity. Yeah, need to knock the wall down, put my 100% effort in and worked. Yeah, love that. Awesome. Awesome, Michaela. And that's a big thing, isn't it? Right. Hiding behind the current identity. And you're probably gonna think I'm a real shithouse by saying this, but I've got a bit of a bug to bear with some stuff that I see online. I don't know if you ever come across someone's Instagram page, right? And there's a couple of these that piss me off. Both you're probably going to think I'm a bit of a knobhead, but let me know if you agree and you get what I'm saying here. Where someone's bio is a list of their medical conditions, like fibro warrior, PCOS survivor, this kind of stuff. And I know these conditions are pretty serious and they're a bit debilitating, but that's them. They created identity of someone who is just knackered medically, knackered physically. And by doing that, they have literally put themselves into this box. So I seen one the other day. It was yo-yo dieter. It was actually their name, but also their bio. What is the chances, ladies, of that woman ever becoming something that is anything but a yo-yo dieter? If she's making an actual identity and a bias out of that, it's crazy. Or here's another one. I hope none of you do this, by the way, because if I find you doing it, you're dead. Is mum, mum of Charlie and mum of Fiona. What? Is that all you are? Is that the identity you've created for yourself? The fact you're just a mum to two kids? Being a mum, being a parent is fucking brilliant. It's the best thing I've ever done. But is that it? Is that all you want for yourself? Is that the identity you want to carve out and kind of keep forever? I don't know. I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent there. To get that out really pisses me off. Um, Roseanne, I need to face my issues head on and learn to be uncomfortable to do that. Be more honest about things. Right, Roseanne, for you personally, facing issues head on, doing things that are uncomfortable, hence talking to me and reaching out to me when you need support, being more honest about things. Do you not think you've done all three of them quite recently? Have a think. Hannah, the woman I want to be doesn't live my lifestyle. They are fitness influencers, aren't working full time, and I'm two young children. So the gap for me, stop. Yeah, banging, absolutely bang on that, Hannah. Comparison is an absolute bitch, and it is just only going to waste time and waste kind of resources and energy comparing ourselves to others. And we all do it. You know, we've all got access to social media. We're inundated with people's highlights and best bits of their life. There should be a behind the scenes look of everything and show how things really look to make us feel better. But yeah, really like that. That's totally true. Yeah, and build confidence back up. Realize I'm more than a mum and a wife. I'm catch my friends love me. Yeah, good. Love that. Shell, the same. I have lost who I am. And this is what this is about, Shell. Who are we gonna be? Not who do we want to be? Who are we gonna try and work towards? Who are we going to be this year? Pamela, life not allowing me to be as organized as I'd like to. So I can't always do everything I want to. Energy, sometimes work sucks the energy out of me. Need to get away from the all or nothing mindset again. So when you mentioned there, Pam, life not allowing me to be as organized as I'd like to be. I don't think any of us are as organized as we truly like to be. I think everyone's in their own different boat, aren't they? Everyone's in their own different situation. Everyone's got their own shit. Everyone's got their own kind of schedule to work towards, and some people's are chaotic. Okay. Well, one thing I've been doing a lot recently is I've been studying Greek ancient philosophy. I know I don't look the type, but I do. I very much love reading Stoicism, and a big part of Stoicism is kind of realizing that there's certain things that we have control over, and it's our reaction and our representation of things that matter. And then also realizing the things that we can't change and having the wisdom to know which is which. Okay, so if our schedules are chaotic and things, at times just feel completely overwhelming, should we be adding more pressure at ourselves, thinking we need to be more organized? Or should we be thinking, you know what, I'm doing fucking well with what I've got? With the time I've got to give this, the resources I've got to give to this. If you can sit yourself down and think, you know what, I'm doing my best right now. How often do we actually do that to ourselves? The amount of times we get absolutely stressed out of our heads with all the stuff that we've got to do. Do we ever sit down and think, well, actually, I'm doing all right here. I'm actually doing very well. I've got this going on, I've got this going on, but I'm still working on myself. I'm still turning up. Might not be 100%. There might be days that I kind of missed the shot, but I'm still here. We need to give ourselves a lot more credit at times. Pam, I need to start reading what you're. You know what? I'll put this book up that started last night. Like my ADHD brain does not allow me to finish books at times. I've literally got stacks and stacks that are like half read, and I'll nip back into them. But this one, it's 365 Stoic meditations. So basically, you read one a day, and it's got the date. So you start from like, so I started on the 5th yesterday, and every one is just literally a short chapter, a short verse, and you literally sit with the thought. It gives you the actual phrase, it breaks it down so you can understand it, what it actually means, and what you should take from it, and you sit with the thought for like 5, 10 minutes. I absolutely love it. I did it last night. Thanks, Court. KG, I think for me, because I never properly succeeded in this, and it feels so difficult to actually visualize or think about myself in that position. Because yeah, I get that. Like I've always been overweight, so it's not like I'm getting back to how I was. Hmm. Yeah, so I think with that, Katie, it's not all about the weight, is it? I think a lot of that confidence dip comes from not reaching where maybe you thought you would be, and it's managing expectations and realizing that everyone's path and everyone's journey is different. I think to got where you've got, Katie, I think you might have been, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but you might have been comparing yourself to other people around you, people that you've seen, people that have achieved this or got to here. Because I've done it myself. I've put myself well off track by comparing myself to other coaches, thinking, well, I try just as hard as them. I show up just as much as they do. Why aren't I here? Why aren't I achieving this? And sabotage myself. And I think, yeah, that's a very common one. And you know what? We've had loads of people in here that have changed their identity only because we've got them so far past where they started. And that's only happened through time served, from truly understanding what this is all about. And that's why most of the stuff I'll talk with you through, ladies, is not about calories. Obviously, it's a part of it. It's not about training techniques, training kind of implementation. That's part of what we do here. But a lot of the stuff that I'll spend time with you girls on is this type of stuff, is getting a bit deeper. Because once you truly understand yourself as a person, your behaviors, your kind of downfalls, your strengths, your weaknesses, only then is you can really unlock your potential and really go for it. People, people really do like enter this at surface level, and they think once I'm at a certain weight, once I've got this certain dress size, I'm going to be happy. And it's one way of really tripping yourself up eventually because it's got nothing to do with it. Happiness comes from a sense of achievement. It comes from a sense of contentment, sense of I'm absolutely fine with who I am. And I think to truly enjoy life, we have to be healthy and happy. And if you think about that, does anyone disagree with that? Does anyone think you could live a truly happy and fulfilled life with bad health? It's impossible. You might get away with it for a certain amount of time, but eventually it's going to bite you on the arse. Okay, so what we're looking to do here in this program is to become healthy. And that's not about losing weight. It's a part of it, but it's not just about dropping inches. It's about being a healthy human, which means physically, mentally, and emotionally. And unless you get your emotions and the mental state where it needs to be, that physical side is always going to be a battle. It's like the saying, your body will only go where your mind is prepared to take it. Okay? Your body will only go where your mind's prepared to take it. So let's move on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right. So can't even see me on thing. So what people get wrong, the identity first transformation. And it's what Gammon just spoke about. Most people get it wrong by changing the actions, hoping for results, and maybe might change your identity. It's like we just spoke then. People think that once they get to a certain weight or a certain level of physique or whatever else, then their identity will automatically be assigned to them. That's who they are now. Okay? Identity first. Decide who you are. This is a choice, not a destination. And I want you to really let that sink in. This is a choice, not a destination. That identity that you want and the person you want to be can wake up tomorrow morning. They can turn the phone off after this call and be that person. You do realize that, right? This is not kind of fucking, a lot of spiritual kind of shit. This is true. If you want to be that person. Okay? I want to be that person that wakes up at 5 in the morning and has fucking the shit sorted by 7 o'clock. Hydrated, done a bit of reading, trained most of the time before then, had my breakfast before most people have rolled out of bed. I like that identity. That serves me really well, and I want to be that person. Do I actually want to get up at 5 in the morning? Actually, I've got to get up at 4:30 tomorrow. Do I want to do that? Absolutely fucking not. But that's the identity I said I wanted. That's the person who I wanted to be. So it's a choice. Yeah, it's a reaction. It's happening. Whether I wake up tomorrow after a good night's sleep or not, I'm getting out of bed at 4:30. I've decided to. It's a choice. Again, ask what that person would do in any situation. Do that thing even when you don't feel like doing it. What a massive part of this journey. It is going to require us to do things sometimes when we don't feel like doing them. That's fact. It's uncomfortable, isn't it? Watch the results follow. Because you're living as her, not trying to become her. Trying to become someone and trying to chase that identity, you're never going to catch it. Because you need to decide to be that person first. All right. Love this saying. You don't believe your way into action, you act your way into belief. Yeah. The woman with the body you want, she's not trying to train. She's a woman who trains. Simple. Done. That's who she is. You start acting as if you're her already, and eventually you look around and realize you are her. I suppose it's like that fake it till you make it, I suppose, isn't it? I suppose that's apt. But by becoming that identity, you become that identity. It's a simple swap. So, your identity statement for 2026, and I want everyone to get involved with this format. So, I am a woman who, what's the identity trait? What is it that you do? What's it that you don't do? Because why it matters most to you. Get them done. So for me, I would put, let me have a think. I am a man who gets shit done regardless of emotion because I have people that rely on me. So there's a few little examples there at the bottom. I'm a woman who prioritizes my training because my kids deserve the best version of me, not what's left of me. I do like that one. And again, this could be true for a lot of you. I'm a woman who backs herself even when it's scary because I've already overcome harder things than this. And I've said this to a lot of you. You've already got through every one of your worst days. Okay, let's have a read this. I'm a woman who isn't afraid to dig deep to achieve what I truly want. Perfect. Love that, Pam. That's fucking awesome. Hannah, I'm the woman who prioritizes herself because this makes me a better person, mum and wife. Yeah, how true. Katie, I'm a woman who gets shit done because it makes me a better person and I deserve to prioritize myself and my health. Yeah, I love the GSD phrase and stuff like that. It's good, though, isn't it? That's really good, Katie. I like that. Michelle, I'm the woman who takes pride in myself, believes and loves who she is to be the healthiest version of herself. Put something on the end of that, Michelle. To be the healthiest version of herself, why? Give me more of a reason. Why is that important? I'm the woman who will keep going because I deserve to feel good. No, deserve to feel fucking fantastic. Roseanne, who believes in myself because that's the only belief that truly matters in the end. Absolutely. 100%. Leanne, I'm a woman who is strong and resilient. I'm a Wonder Woman. Yes. But Leanne, why? I want more of a reason. So I'm a woman who's strong and resilient. I'm a Wonder Woman because why? Okay, so to live a long, amazing life for me and my family. Better, yeah, like it. Love it. I'm a woman who gets back up no matter how hard I've been knocked down because I have children watching me. Yeah, big, 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 big. Okay, so your daily challenge tomorrow morning for anything else. And not a lot of you might think, oh, this feels a bit spiritual. Try it. Ask yourself, who am I today? And answer with your identity statement. All right. In fact, I want all of you to post in your identity statement tonight. Don't have to post anything else. I don't even need any context. Yeah. I am because throw it in tonight. Then ask, what would she do first today? I'm going to try this tomorrow. You know what? One thing I've been really trying not to do in the morning is immediately go on my phone. It's the worst thing you could possibly do to trigger yourself and set the cortisol levels going. But that person I want to be, would they be sat in bed scrolling on the phone at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning? Absolutely not. What a ridiculous thing to do. So what would he do? I think, well, he'd probably be doing some weird shit like fucking jumping in an ice bath or, doing something like that. That's more my type of style. And do that thing. So ask yourself, who am I today? Answer with that identity statement that we just made. And what would she do first today? And then just do it. In fact, Leanne, because I want to reach my potential and be a good example. Yeah, reaching potential is a great one. So I want you to give me that one actually, quickly in the chat before we finish off tonight. What would she do first today? If we were sat here tomorrow morning, first thing, we've just woken up, we've literally just opened our eyes. What would she do today? At that very second, what would she do first? and try doing that tomorrow. In fact, fuck the try off. Why did I say the try? Do it. Don't even make it a choice, make it a reaction. Meditate. Love it. So, what are you going to do to set that up, Leon? You want your headphones near you, don't you? You need a place where you can literally jump out of bed and crack on. Have you got kids at home? Have you got stuff going on in the morning? Can you take yourself to another room? Do you need a fucking blindfold? Do you need headphones? Have you got your music list sorted? What meditation are you going to do? Set it up for tomorrow. All of you, set it up. Get out of bed and do Amy's live. Perfect. Michelle, get straight up, manifest, and talk positive. Yeah. But how's that look, Michelle? Is that talking to a fucking mirror? Is that putting some headphones on, listening to music, and talking it through in your head? Again, set it up, organize it. Do not go on phone till after dropping a meal off at school, so 9 a.m. Yeah, good. Well, what are you doing first, Hannah? I want an action. That's a good one. That's what I need to do. But what's an action? As soon as you get up tomorrow, obviously, you've got the girls to look after. But what's something you could do for yourself as soon as your eyes open? It might even to do with the kids. You might think I want to get in bed with them and chill out and spend a bit of time off my phone. That's an action. Then have a sleep mask with built-in earphones for they're perfect. Pam, no phone. Get up and drink water. Banging, yeah. Simple. Very effective. Michaela, first I will hydrate, meditate, and manifest. Buzzing. Right, good. Right. Now answer me, ladies, all of you that just give me something there. Yeah? So, manifesting, doing a live workout straight away, meditating, hydrating. All of you that have just said that then, did any of you do that this morning? Get up and ready with the girls, have breakfast date before school. I love that. Much better, yeah? Leanne, you did it. Good. Manifest. Good. Did on Monday. Good. Good. Yeah. So we're taking action, aren't we? Have any of you give yourself credit for actually taking action and stepping into that identity already? Because I guarantee you weren't doing that this time last year, were you? Michelle, there we go then. So this is a prime example. Yeah? No, that's fine. So there we go. This is the decision we make from tomorrow, right? Just like we said. As soon as you wake up tomorrow, adopt that identity. And listen, I'm not going to say you're not going to slip back in some old identity traits now and again. We might have to keep reminding ourselves, right? I am this woman. This is what I do. Like, I am a woman who trains 3 or 4 times a week. I'm a woman who's mindful of food choices. I'm a woman who consistently tries to hydrate through the day. I'm a woman who looks after herself and respects herself. That's who I am. That's an identity, right? Yeah, good, good. Right. How we start our day is massively important because that starts the identity for that day. So again, just to finish off, you're not ready. You're not trying to become her eventually because that eventually might never happen. You're being her right now. That is the quickest way to success and quickest way for results. Start now. Do the things that you said you would do and do the things that that person you said you wanted to be would be doing right now. All right. Start tonight. In fact, that person that you want to be, what would they be doing at this time of night? Would they be sat up scrolling fucking bullshittery on TikTok or whatever the fuck it is? Yeah. Would they be scranning a load of chocolate just before you go to bed? Yeah. What would they be? What would the things they wouldn't be doing? All right. Think about it before we go to sleep tonight. So yeah, ladies, anything anyone wants to add? Hannah, currently listening whilst doing a load of food meal prep. Lovely, mate. Well done. I done loads of meal prep this week. I'm gonna actually struggle to get through it. But yeah, anyone want to add anything before we cap this off? I will stop the sharing and let's stop